Hey there, neighbors. Welcome back to the channel. This is Anarchy in the 603, and you are tuning in for another postcard from your friendly neighborhood anarchist. Absolutely nobody's favorite, production quality free, unedited, off the dome dispatch from wherever I am right now to wherever you are at the moment. And right now it's the backyard again. Not the backyard agains, but the backyard again. And for the first time in 2 months, I'm actually feeling like I'm fully inhabiting my body. The brain fog of combined fatigue from the headlines and the shock doctrine that's been going on since Inauguration Day, the brain fog from the physical pain that I've been in the last couple of months. I go through cyclical seasonal depression every winter that hits right around the new year and persists sometimes all the way into the middle of May. It appears to be lifting. Like my biopsychological signals are telling me that it is lifting now, and we're not even at the end of February yet, which is great because I need that energy in order to continue to take direct action. Like, the world is a frightening place. Like, just speaking for myself, right? My husband's a veteran. One of my closest friends, one of my chosen, I got a lot of chosen family. One of my chosen family is a state worker for DHHS. Actually, two of my chosen family are state workers for DHHS. My son is a young man growing up in an uncertain world. All of my bonus kids are as well. My grandson was born with a heart condition that may need surgery, but has likely resolved itself. But he was in the NICU for his first 2 months of life and needed to be on medication until he was 2 and wear a heart monitor for his first 6 to 8 months. It was all a blur. Time is relative. And yeah, on top of that, let's see what else. I've got some more found family that's disabled. Some of my found family are trans, one way or the other. I personally am post-gender. That's a term I'll get into someday, just not now. And yeah, I am 2 weeks away from my disability fight. I was born with a genetic disorder that is going to ensure me a lifetime of medication, surgeries, and physical therapy. I'm going into physical therapy in a couple of weeks because my left knee keeps making a noise. Like, you can hear it from 2 to 3 feet away from me. It sounds like there is a creepy old man in a duffel coat, hunched over with really oily hands, making inappropriately long eye contact with you whilst palming and cupping a ball of bubble wrap in his oily hands, and it's all slicked and oily, and it's making this crackling, popping noise. That's what my left knee sounds like when it bends right now, okay? And I'm 2 weeks away. I'm 46 years old. And I am 2 weeks away from my disability hearing that I have been fighting for 4 years. And I've been putting into this system for 30 years. With only a 4-year break because my husband was deployed active duty fighting the post 9/11 war on terror. And I was a state worker myself for DHHS for 5 years. If anyone fits the bill of someone who should be scared right now in these uncertain times, oh, and I'm queer, and I'm yellow, and I'm female. If anyone fits the fucking picture postcard of who should be scared right now, it's me. And my therapist, Lynn, she's a wise woman. And Lynn, she tells me, when things get too out of control, when you cannot keep all the plates spinning on the individual handles, whatever. Hold on, let me pause this for a second. Hey, look at that. Production quality achievement unlocked. I actually used the pause button for once. But yeah, what was I saying? Rewind me a little bit here. Right, back around the egg. When shit gets too out of control, don't spiral out. Don't loosen your grip and just spiral out. Tighten your spiral. Go inward and start looking at the things closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to you until you can find the thing that you can actually get your hands around. And for me, shit's gotten so dire that, yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm planning for direct action in my community. Like, I'm going to start going to city council meetings. I'm starting to follow House bills as they come up in my state legislature a lot more closely, and I've been voicing my opposition or approbation of these measures online on my, not just Reddit, but on or on YouTube or whatever, but on my on the actual state legislature website, like officially signing in to the website to write in that I am speaking as a citizen remotely, voting no. This is my name, this is my town, this is my district, and here's my screed as to why this is unconstitutional and also oppressive and fascistic, and here's a big mass of facts as to why. Here's my opinion also as to why. This is my conclusion as to why I support this, and I hit send. You have to find the House bill name, you have to find the House bill date of the hearing, but you hit send. Recently, some a-hole out in, where the hell was he? I forget where he was, but the fact is, he tried to put in a House bill that was going to gut arts, music, history, social studies, drop a bunch of standards to our education, a bunch of shit. And and guess what? Of all of the remote opposition sent in, like 80,000 in opposition and like 60 in approval. What you say fucking matters. Oh, what are you going to do? You're just one person. We speak volumes when we move in volume. Fucking drives me nuts sometimes, people. Anyway, spiraling in, back around to the point of the egg. Here's the thing. I'm planning my funeral. I am. My father, all right, hold on a second. My father was a complicated man, given that a lot of my special interests as an autistic person, a lot of my knowledge of my genealogy, a lot of my interests as a history buff and a fiber artist and all the things, like my love of nature and, my, like, largely self-trained naturalist and hunting and tracking skill, all of that shit I learned from him. But he's also the person that in a lot of ways wounded me the most deeply in my childhood, and I won't get into that here. Like, there's stuff that I'm still not ready to put on wax yet, just because honestly the collateral damage and the ripple effects of what I say, too many good people would feel pain from that, and I'm not going to make that decision for them. I don't have their consent to cause them unnecessary pain, and I love them, so I won't. But my relationship with my father will never not be complicated, okay? And like, where was I going with this? Hold on, let me pause again. Production value upping. That's right, my father, my dad. He was a Vietnam vet. He met my mom in the Philippines during his service. And the stuff that he served on was classified for so long that by the time that it took us 20 years to get enough FOIA that was declassified enough to prove that he had Agent Orange syndrome. And he was sick for as long as I can remember, pretty much. Almost the entirety of my childhood, he was unwell. His first round of cancer, kidney cancer actually, was when I was 14? And yet, despite all of that, neighbors, he hold on one second. Despite all that, he left my mother completely at loose ends. All the loose ends just out there, flappity floopity flapping. He never bothered to write a will. He never bothered to put anything on wax. Okay? My first brush with death that wasn't a pet, I was still in high school. I had 2 friends dead before I was 18. And I had faced my own mortality a lot of times. A lot of times before I was even in junior high. Before I was even out of elementary school. And, yeah. It's one of those things where we all think in one way or another death ain't gonna happen to us today. But sometimes, wham, bam, alakazam, out of an orange-colored sky, a piano just falls right the frick on your head, and you're gone. My eldest brother. Just this past... Man, this one's hard. Hold on a second. I have 2 brothers. I'm the only kid of my parents' union. My middle brother was born of my mother's first partnership, and my eldest brother was born of my dad's first marriage. And I'm 8 years and 12 years apart from my siblings, respectively. I don't talk to my middle brother because he was the cause of my first psychotic break and dissociative event when I was only 3.5 years old. I remember very specifically, I was 3.5 years old. And, well, I don't talk to him anymore. Man, one day I'm going to tell the story about how I told him off, but that's not for today. That's a whole different other egg in my dozen carton. Actually, I got a really large carton. And hold on a second. And yeah, so Scotty, I'll drop his name here just once because nobody watches these, so who cares? But my eldest brother, he and we weren't raised together. We didn't get to meet till we were 18, till I was 18, and he was, 30, damn near. And we got on like a house of fire, like peas and carrots, like any other peanut butter and ice cream, whatever, the flavors that you love together. That was us. And last time we saw each other was at our dad's funeral. 9 years ago, and we promised each other that the next time we saw each other wasn't going to be at another goddamn funeral because it had been too long already. And this last summer, he texted me and he was like, "Hey sis, what do you think about me coming out on vacation this fall?" And I said, "Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah." And we were like a pair of buddy cops, and he just told me there was 2 weeks to retirement. Because 2 weeks later, the morning after Father's Day, he had a heart attack caused by pneumonia. And he went into a coma, and 3 days later he was gone. And his mom, she was born blind and premature. In the 1940s, blindness and prematurity was like, it was a death sentence, and blindness, like, it was a miracle she got away with just that. But my dad, complicated man as he was, loved her anyway, and again, that's a story for another day. But yeah, God, hold on a second. We didn't spend more than maybe a month together in corporeal time, physical time together, where we were together in the same physical room, in the same zip code, in the same area code. New Hampshire still only has one area code. We are the 603, and we, LFOD, we live free or die here in New Hampshire. It's all very much our thing. And he was going to come see it again with me, and he's gone. And I can't get him back, and he didn't expect to go, even though he was sick, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to my people. I'm not doing that to my found family. I'm not doing that to my friends. I'm well enough now to put my wishes down. And I've been telling people off and on for years how I want it. But, like, honestly, I'm finding a lot of comfort in putting in the fine details, because, God damn it, I want this to be a party like you've never seen. And who's going to be the best party planner for my final shindig but me? So yeah, neighbors, I'm out here planning my funeral. I have been for the last couple of days. And Brandi Carlile, this time tomorrow in the Canyon Haze, is going to be the first song. And all of my circles, my online friends that I've had for more than 20 years, my found family, local and long distance, some of them that I met online, my blood family that are of this generation that we created together. And this channel, to any of you neighbors who happen to be people who loved me, you know how much, you know my life story, you know my context, you know my math better than anyone. And you know how important it is to me that I stand on business. I say what I say. And I stand on it. And if I'm shown a better way, or if I'm shown a truth that I did not know, or if I was believing something that was misinformation, or if it was wrong, I love to stand corrected. I am often the smartest person in the room. Actually, usually I am. But I'm not always. And I'm especially, even if I am the smartest person in the room, I'm not the smartest person when it comes to certain things sometimes. And I just love to be shown.
And I've been shown a better way to tie up my loose ends, and this is one of them. We may be living in a collapsing age of the internet, but and YouTube is owned by Google, and Google has apparently decided to be evil. So who knows? But I'm gonna make sure that I get hard copies and cloud copies of these videos I make saved, these shitty little videos, because one of the first things you forget is a person's sound. It's a person's rhythm, the cadence of the music, of the beat, of the everything that's inside of their soul. And I have always been interpretive jazz. And some people, I have been really, really, really lucky to find people that can drink my moxie and can listen to and appreciate and sometimes even sing or play along to my music, to my songs, to my compositions, to my art, to my flavor, to my everything. My embroidery, my weaving, my mending, my cobbling, my determination, my resilience. I don't want any of you to forget. And so every day, I either tell you in text or in person or in voice clip or on written words somewhere, anywhere, everywhere. I love you. I have loved you. I will always love you, and you can't fucking change my mind. Let it be marked on that permanent record. The lubricant of the soul, kids. The lubricant of the soul. Anyway, I've done about enough of crying on the internet as an old bitch is gonna do today, so I love you, neighbors. I love you, family. I love you, friends. I love you, everyone. I love you, planet. I love you, universe. I love you, backyard. I love you, background sounds. I love you, everything. But I really, really don't love the fascism and the terror and the uncertainty. And I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep at it, and I'm gonna keep on controlling what I can control. And I'm gonna keep staying inspired in any way that I can, in every way that I can, and I'm gonna do it joyfully because I'm here. I'm here right now, and I can, and I love it, even when I hate it. Y'all know I still love it. Anyway, talk about anarchy, right? This has been Anarchy in the 603. I hope you all have a beautiful day, but for now, I'm out.